A Fitchburg couple is demanding action by the U.S. government tonight in their quest to adopt 2 children from Ukraine.
Since 27 News last spoke to Leo and Wendy Van Asten, the couple says the children have been evacuated to Italy, where they say conditions have been terrible.
All of that came to a head this past week after the couple's prospective adoptive son claimed an Italian police officer used excessive force against him, and a friend caught it on camera.
Emily Ness has you covered on the couple's calls to lawmakers and their fight to be a family.
Our entire lives have been about fighting for them.
Leo and Wendy Van Asten always knew they wanted to adopt. And when they met their Ukrainian host children, M and M, they knew their family was complete.
She's a social butterfly. She's always moving.
He's just this perfect young man.
The couple began the adoption process in 2018, but between the pandemic and the war, it's been a long and grueling process.
We have had obstacle after obstacle.
27 News first brought you the Van Asten story in March of 2022.
At that time, they were hopeful a lawmaker's request to provide Ukrainian children with prospective adoptive families in the U.S. emergency visas could help their family finally be won. Unfortunately, it didn't.
Since we last spoke, the couple says the children have been evacuated to Italy, where they haven't had consistent access to necessities like food, medicine, and toilet paper.
Their conditions just kind of seem to constantly deteriorate.
Everything came to a head this past week when their son sent them this video taken by a friend. He was being moved from one building to another against his will.
Moving for children from traumatic places is very additionally traumatic, and what made it worse is that the Italian police decided that they needed to use excessive force, headlocking him, pushing him into the side of a van, falling to the ground before finally, subduing him.
It's violent, right? Like, how can a mother watch this happen to her child? Families just like us are talking, and this is happening throughout the EU countries where our kids are all dispersed.
Now those same families are headed to Washington, D.C. next week to demand lawmakers create a way for kids with prospective adoptive families in the U.S. to come here for the duration of the war.
We understand fully that adoptions are not possible right now, and that's fine. We're not asking for an exception or anything like that. We just want to give these kids a safe environment.
Our prospective adoptive daughter said to us, "We are just like caged animals here." And our prospective adoptive son this weekend said, "I just want to live peacefully with you."
As they pack their bags and board a plane to Capitol Hill, the Van Astens want M&M to know they will never stop fighting for them to be a family.
We're still here for you. We are still with you. We are still fighting for you. We are still waiting. And we would come to you wherever you end up on this planet.
Emily Ness for 27 News.
Ahead of their trip to Washington next week, the Van Astens are encouraging people across Wisconsin to write to their local lawmakers, asking them to take action.
Now, we reached out to several lawmakers and received a statement from Senator Tammy Baldwin. It said in part, "We must prioritize the well-being of vulnerable children and provide them with protection, stability, and support."